welcome back to Shayna's Sweets and Savory Treats. I'm Shayna.
And I'm Andrew, and today we're going to be making Mexican tofu bake.
It's so good. It's a great thing to make for dinner. You can make it ahead of time. It's only 3:30 now, so it's perfect.
So here's the tofu. We use extra firm, but you can use whatever type you like. Cut up really small pieces. And I put it on the paper towel to dry it off just a bit. And what we do with the tofu is, even though it is going to go in the crock pot, we'll see if I can get all this in one go, we still want to cook it ahead of time. So we're going to put in some hot oil, not too much oil. One piece fell. And then we're going to put that in. And so what we're doing here is really we're going to take some of the water out by cooking it ahead of time. So we're just going to leave it on, and we'll come back to that in a second.
Now we're going to go through the ingredients, and we have a lot of different ingredients, but I think that's what gives it this unique flavor.
But also the key here is you can kind of use whatever you want for this, as long as you kind of have everything pretty small. So like this is the size of most of the things that we cut up. We cut up some potatoes, some carrots. The idea is so that it all cooks quickly in the crock pot.
So what do we need to put in first? Let's go with the potatoes.
So they were small potatoes. We used 3 small potatoes. They were white potatoes, but 2 is probably enough.
There's a little water in there.
That's fine. We're going to put water in at the end anyway.
That's true. Okay, what's next?
Let's put some carrots and some onions together.
And none of this stuff has been cooked yet.
Right.
It's all raw.
It's going to cook
that's the best
all
part
in
about
the
this crock pot. Because the only thing you have to sit on the stove for is the tofu. But everything else, you just chop it and throw it right in.
Some garlic chopped up. We have 2 cans of black beans, but you can use like 1 can of black beans, 1 can of lentils, 1 can of pinto, red. We just like black beans the best. That's what we're using. So it's already looking full if you want to come and show the pot. Give it a stir. And so as we're doing this, we're still kind of watching this tofu, letting all that water cook off of it. Because we want it to just see how it's still kind of shiny, we want it to get so that it's more cooked.
I'm just giving it a little stir.
Okay, that's good. For now, we're going to put more stuff in. We're going to try, we haven't tried this yet, but we're going to try, we have some dried lentils here to just kind of change the texture and give it some more depth of character. We're going to put that in. It's probably like a 1/4 cup, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. We don't really use measurements in Andrew cooking.
Not at all.
We have some chopped cilantro here. Depends on
if
you guys,
cilantro.
Fresh actually. Depends on if you guys like it or not, but it works really well with this. And I made yesterday hot sauce out of a bunch of different spicy peppers. Look at this. It smells hot. And it tastes
you can probably smell it through the screen.
Hot. So we're going to put some of this in. Instead of doing this, you could always put in some cayenne pepper, chili powder. I brought them out here so you guys can see what they look like. But we're not going to put any of that in today.
I'm going to give this a stir.
So the tofu is kind of getting nice and cooked here. We don't want to overcook it. The idea is just to get a lot of this water off that's clearly coming off. And we're going to pre-season it before we put in. So we're putting taco seasoning. This is a pack you can buy pretty cheap. That's probably as much as we need. And then we're also going to mix that with some Mexicalindo, our favorite restaurant, Salsa. Linda Vista. We always call it Mexicalindo. You can also use enchilada sauce if you have a can of that. That's what we use instead of this sometimes. But today we're just going to use this. The idea is you want that tomato and some of those spices, because the taco seasoning has cumin, some chili powder, some onion powder, garlic, everything you need that makes a great kind of enchilada. So put in some of the same salsa. You can use any salsa you want, or you could even use diced tomatoes. But the idea is we want that acidity from the tomato. We're going to put 2 in. Make it nice and yummy.
I'm just giving this a little stir.
So if you want to come show that, it looks great already.
And we're going to put more liquid in here. So it's not just going to be all this hardiness. There's going to be a little liquid to it, I guess that's it.
And the tofu is just about ready to come in. So it's been cooking off for a few minutes now.
It's been about 7 minutes.
So we're going to start with some quinoa in. But the key here is that the quinoa is going to cook just like the lentils in the kind of water and the salsa mixture, all the liquid that we have. So we put in 2 tablespoons, but you could put more if you wanted to, of quinoa. And that's gonna also work once we have this water in to allow all the vegetables to cook. The quinoa is gonna soak up that water at the end, so at the end it's not really a stew, it's just kind of more like a bake, which is really the reason the lentils and the quinoa are in there. Another thing that does that is cornstarch, not cornmeal, and that works really well kind of later. We're not gonna put any in now, but if it's like an hour or two in and you're checking and mixing your crock pot, you can look, and if it still looks like there's a ton of water left, you can put just a little bit of this in.
And it makes like a
teaspoon
slurry,
to kind of make it more of a slurry.
which thickens it up.
So then we're just I like turmeric, we're gonna put a little bit of that in. Just a little bit. It's cool color, it's a nice yellow color.
So we just put in a little cumin and turmeric.
A little more. I like cumin. And then we're gonna add in the tofu now.
You wanna come bring it over here so they can see?
So it's already looking nice and full. We're gonna add in the tofu. You could even, if you don't want to add all of it, you could save some.
But we like tofu.
But we like tofu. This is also a great way if you have people in your family who don't really eat tofu that much. This is a great
Dad.
This is a great way to hide it and kind of not mask its flavor, but put it in a great dish without the person really like having to know that they're like, oh, I'm eating tofu.
And it gives it so much protein. I mean,
yes,
everything in here has so much protein.
Pretty much. I mean, you have black beans, you got your lentils, and quinoa, all are really high protein. So it's a really healthy. I mean, there's no real fat in here.
Except for the
all
tofu.
Vegetables. Okay, and so now we're gonna put in some water. I don't know what this is. It's like a cup. This is kind of just an eyeball. You just want to basically have most of your pot covered here.
So I'm just gonna give it a good mix.
That looks like it's good. Because you just want it to be basically covered so that everything cooks. Because again, we're gonna have to cook it for at least an hour or two. We usually cook ours for 3 because our crock pot's a little iffy. What?
Do you think you need more water?
Yeah, we'll put one more.
This is also really great to serve with like tortilla chips. What we usually do is just take a bowl, put a good scoop of that in, some Mexican cheese blend, and some tortilla chips, or you could use tortillas.
Maybe some cilantro leaves.
If you wanted to try like crunchy French fries, you could even try that. Some people put sour cream. No, never.
Nobody in this house likes sour cream.
Yeah, I mean,
it has no place.
I would say Andrew and I hate sour cream the same amount, right?
Yes.
It's so.
Oh, right, because you've already shown them that you really don't like it.
I
I don't like it either.
So don't put sour cream on it, and if you do, don't watch
If you do, it's because you can't handle the heat. Because this should be kind of spicy.
Not really. Well, we added the hot sauce.
Right, it should be kind of spicy. But the idea is you want to leave this probably for 2 hours. You're looking for your carrots. If you have carrots in, you can also use like celery and stuff like that. But carrots, potatoes to be cooked. If you put like peppers in, same kind of deal. But the beans you don't have to worry about them. I guess we do have to worry about the lentils because they're dry, and so are the quinoa. But that's going to cook along with everything else. Kind of just watch for the, mix it every 30 minutes or so, 45 minutes.
And it's on high.
Yeah, it's on high.
And we're going to take a little piece of aluminum foil. What?
It's aluminum foil, or I don't know.
It's
aluminum
Same
foil.
thing. And we're going to put
it on
that
top.
over it, and then our lid.
Because our lid doesn't work well.
So we'll get back to you in about 2 or 3 hours.
Here's the lid.
So it was cooking for about 3.5 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours. And we put in about a teaspoon of cornmeal, not starch. I called it starch earlier after calling it meal. It's meal.
So
and we're going to eat it with some chip and a little bit of cheese. It's going to be really hot. Ooh, yum.
Clink.
Clink. Don't actually touch it. It's hot.
So delicious and so easy to make.
Really just easy. You just have to cut up some vegetables, put everything in the crock pot, let it go, come back, and eat your lovely dinner.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.